This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Well, Terry Crews tweeted out, defeating white supremacy without white people creates black supremacy. Equality is the truth. Like it or not, we are all in this together. So naturally, I know I happened to see that as soon as he posted it, and everybody went in. I knew that was going to happen immediately because it just doesn't seem to make much sense.
It doesn't.
I still don't even understand what he was trying to say. And once I read the tweet twice and don't get it, I keep it moving. I'm on my goddamn business. I don't even understand what he was trying to say.
Yeah, I don't understand either.
Godfrey, the comedian, said, I love you as a friend, brother, Terry, but I disagree with you 100%. No such thing as black supremacy. That is a tactic that racist whites use to counteract our rebellion to their horrific treatment of us. It's called gaslighting. Black pride isn't anti-white. Terry Crews responded, I agree. I'm not discussing white people here. There are gatekeepers of blackness within our own community who decide who's black and who's not. I have often been called out for not being black enough. How can that be? And then Tyler James Williams said, I'm not trying to call you out, Terry Crews. You know it's all love always, but we're rightfully angry right now and fed up with anyone not with our cause wholeheartedly. I don't want to see that energy pointed your way or diverted from the cause. And Terry Crews responded, I understand, Tyler. I was not saying black supremacy exists because it doesn't. I am saying if both black and whites don't continue to work together, bad attitudes and resentments can create a dangerous self-righteousness. That's all. Then he goes on to say, any black person who calls me a coon and Uncle Tom for promoting equality is a black supremacist because they have determined who's black and who is not.
And see, that's where his problem lies. His problem lies with the black people who are calling him coon and Uncle Tom. So therefore, he's mad at them. So it sounds like he's going against the whole movement of blackness that's happening right now in America. And guess what? You know why it's happening? Because we are God's chosen people. This is divine. God is giving America a chance to do right by black people. Get out the way, Terry.
But sometimes when people do things like that, do you even pay him any attention? Like he's had history of going against the grain and going against our own people.
Grain.
It is. He goes against the grain. He goes against our own people all the time. And it's like, it's not surprising to me. Like when he went against Gabrielle Union, like he does this. So it's not like, it's kind of like, all right, whatever, Terry Crews. I
can't appreciate the people who are friends with him who actually called him out on it to try to explain it to him. Because if you are cool with somebody in real life and he posts something like that publicly, then you try to explain to your friend what the problem is with his statements.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now another person who has received backlash is Lil Wayne, and he was explaining his issues and his relationship with the police because he has made controversial comments in the past and not blaming all police for being bad. So here's what he had to say.
I think when we see these situations, I think we also have to understand that we have to get very specific. We have to stop placing the blame on the whole force and everybody of such a certain race, everybody with a badge, and we have to actually get into who that person is. And if we want to place the blame on anybody, it should be ourselves for not doing more than what we think we're doing.
All right, so he had this experience personally with a police officer, and here's more of what Lil Wayne had to say to explain his take and what he was trying to say when he was saying that we want to place the blame on anybody. It should be ourselves for not doing more than what we think we're doing.
My life was saved when I was young. Shot myself. I was saved by a white cop, Uncle Bob. So you have to understand from therefore, you have to understand the way I view police, period. There was a bunch of black cops jumped over me when they saw me at that door, laying on the floor with that hole in my chest. He refused to.
No, Weezy, I highly disagree. You got to put it on the whole system. Why? Because one bad apple spoils a bunch, and one good apple doesn't make a bunch of rotten apples better. Those police officers are a part of the system of white supremacy, and until that system is dismantled, nothing is going to change. And Lil Wayne is also a freestyler. And when he's talking, he starts off, and it sounds like it's about to be a good point, and then it just goes somewhere else. And that's usually what I see when he goes on these long rants.
When he said we need to blame ourselves, that's when I was. It didn't make any sense to me. Blame ourselves for what? For being abused. But I will say what he did say was, and probably what he meant was, all officers aren't bad. And I've been hearing people say, well, they work for this the place that they work. Yeah, exactly. But we encourage more and more African American and more brothers to be police officers to help And right, is that what we doing? Don't we encourage people to become an officer and stay in our community and do the right thing for our community? Isn't that what
I
we
don't know
encourage?
people feel encouraged to be officers because people also look at you if you become a police officer like, that's hard because we're taught not to trust the police officers, and we do need to encourage more of our people to become great police officers. And
that's what I thought we were trying to do, encourage our people to become great officers and come back to our community where we know people and know how to talk to our community and know how to be in our community. That's what I thought we were encouraging.
Yeah, but you know what? That's good. But you got to get in there and actually try to dismantle that system of white supremacy, which a lot of them don't do because they go in and they automatically adopt that blue wall of silence. You know what I'm saying? When things happen like, Big George Floyd, if you think that's wrong as a police officer, you should be able to speak out on that without fear of any repercussions from the unit that you're a part of. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And until they're not afraid to do that, to me, they just all part of a bad system. Because like I said, one bad apple spoils a bunch, but I have never seen one good apple make a bunch of rotten apples better.
All right, now Serena Williams' husband, Alexis Ohanian, and you also know him as the co-founder and executive chairman of Reddit, is stepping down from the board. He wants to make the world better for his daughter, Olympia. Here's what he had to say and who he wants to replace him.
15 years ago, I co-founded Reddit as a place for people to find community and a sense of belonging. I'm doing this for me, for my family, and for my country. I'm saying this as a father who needs to be able to answer his black daughter when she asks, "What did you do?" So, I have resigned as a member of the Reddit board. I have urged them to fill my seat with a black candidate, and I will use future gains on my Reddit stock to serve the black community, chiefly to curb racial hate. And I'm starting with a pledge of $1 million to Colin Kaepernick's Know Your Rights camp.
That's very honorable.
Mm-hmm.
Right. His donation, his stepping down, his making sure that a black person is going to come in and be on that board in his place. All of these things are important steps. And other companies should be making sure that their diversity is front and center.
Yep.
That's what we're going to talk about in Donkey of the Day.
I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.